Hey guys, it's Omer from MMOs.com. Another quick week news recap of all major MMO news, and announced for the week ending August 26, 2019. This is episode number 214 of the recap, and the first of news this week is from Blizzard and regarding World of Warcraft Classic, which officially launches later today at 3 p.m. Pacific time, and servers are expected to be packed. Blizzard already said that players expect the busiest servers to have huge queues. In fact, they said players should expect 10,000 plus player queues on the busiest servers, and they've actually already moved to add additional server capacity with 5 new European servers and 4 new North American ones to alleviate those queues. Blizzard also removed the character restriction, so now they're up to 10 characters per realm. While the busiest servers have ridiculous queues to get into, the lower population ones should be okay. While this is classic, Blizzard did point out that even their low population servers today will have more players than a full server back in vanilla days. So server capacity has definitely increased quite a bit since classic times. I'll be playing some vanilla WoW myself to relive some of that nostalgia. A bunch of my buddies are playing as well, so it should be pretty fun. I'm curious to see if Blizzard releases any official player data on classic, because I think classic is going to be huge for World of Warcraft. There's a lot of hype behind this one, and I'm just curious to see what it's all going to be like. Next up, ArcheAge. After a long, mysterious countdown on coming soon.GameAgo.com, Tryon Worlds revealed ArcheAge Unchained, a brand new server for ArcheAge which will be buy to play. In ArcheAge Unchained, there is no subscription model. It's a one-time purchase, and the cash shop will have only vanity items and focus on fairer gameplay, so you won't be able to pay for advantages. At least that's what they're promising, which has been one of the biggest criticisms for ArcheAge in the past, and rightfully so. Everyone who wants to play on the new ArcheAge server will need to start fresh and buy the game for an unannounced price. The Unchained server is launching later this fall, and everyone will have the same amount of labor regeneration with a cap of 5,000 labor points. Interesting to see ArcheAge offering so many options now. You can still play on the free-to-play normal server, which will keep running. There's also a progression server you can play on, and now there'll be a buy-to-play server as well. I think we're going to see more of these free-to-play games offering different kinds of models in the future, with buy-to-play servers with less microtransactions alongside a free-to-play one. Also in ArcheAge news, the existing free-to-play version of the game is getting a big update later in fall, which will add a naval battle royale mode as well as a new skill set along with a reworked siege and territory systems. But to be honest, I think more people are hyped for the buy-to-play version, provided they don't actually add any pay-to-win stuff in the cash shop in the future. It sounds great on paper, but Tryon's got to keep it legit. But we'll see if that actually happens. Up next, we finally have a release date for Astellia, which is launching on September 27th, 2019. And to celebrate the occasion, they revealed a new video showing off the game's classes, which won't be gender locked. So one major difference between the free-to-play Korean version of Astellia and the buy-to-play Western version is that the classes in the Western version will not be gender locked here. So the developers at least did some change to the game. As obviously adding alternative gender versions of the classes involves adding new animations and whatnot. There is clearly some work at least being done with these changes. Unfortunately, though, not every class will be gender locked at launch, but players will get a free gender change coupon that they can redeem once those changes actually take place. So eventually everything will be non-gender locked in the future. Now unfortunately this alone is not really a big deal. While gender locked classes are kind of lame, it's not really a make it or break it thing for me and won't make me buy the game. Now fortunately they're also changing the cash up a bit to be a little bit fairer, but they're still selling some gameplay altering stuff which is kind of lame for a buy to play game. So it's gonna be a tough sell for me. I mean, the closed beta was kind of fun, but it's just hard to justify paying money for the game when it's free to play in Asia and these changes really aren't that big of a deal. But we'll see how it does when it launches in September. Next up, the canceled PC MMORPG Lime Odyssey is apparently launching as a mobile game by a Chinese game developer. I think this one was worth mentioning only because I remember Lime Odyssey was listed as a coming soon MMORPG, I think on Outspark's website ages ago. It was also, I think, listed on Area Games at one point too. It was coming soon for such a long time, but I don't think it ever actually launched in the West. By the way, it looks like the game was purchased by a Korean studio called Neo Novice, and they're working with a Chinese game developer to launch a mobile game based on the Lime Odyssey franchise. Not sure you can really call it a franchise. It's like one game that never actually came out. Given that it's a mobile game, expect that autoplay elements and whatnot. The video you're seeing in the background is for the dead PC version of the game, as there are no actually mobile gameplay videos to show you just yet. Again, I'm not optimistic for this one. It's probably going to suck. A Chinese mobile autoplay game is what we're probably going to get. And speaking about games I'm not too optimistic about. Next up, Ash of Creation showed off a new trailer, and yes, it's supposed to be for the MMORPG, not the Battle Royale game. There's still no release date for the MMORPG, and given how awful the Battle Royale game is, I'm not too optimistic about the MMORPG. The Battle Royale mod was available on Steam for only one day. I think the reason behind the one-day limited availability on Steam is because nobody's going to play on the second or third day. I mean, in fact, the Battle Royale game was available separately on the game's official website when it was first announced for an unlimited period of time, but they quickly took it down after they realized nobody was playing it, and they later moved to a model where it was only available at certain weekends to kind of drum up hype for it on those weekends, and they took it down then as well. So this limited access seems like a ploy to get people to at least try it to make the numbers look pretty decent. But I don't think anyone actually enjoyed this game. I played it with a couple friends, and we just couldn't play more than 2 rounds. It was pretty bad, the Battle Royale version. And now there's no word on when the Battle Royale version will be back up again on Steam as well, but if you didn't get a chance to play, I'm sure it'll be back up again. At least the Battle Royale game will be free to play. Again, no word on any kind of release date on Ash of Creation on the PC version. The trailer looks kind of cool though, so I guess I'll give him that, but not optimistic for this one at all. Next up, we have some speculation that Final Fantasy XIV will launch on Xbox One soon. Apparently, it came out this week that Yoshi, Final Fantasy XIV's director, has been talking to Phil Spencer over at E3, who is the head of the Xbox division over at Microsoft, regarding Final Fantasy XIV's launch on Xbox One. There's also actually rumors about a Switch release as well, but there's actually no real concrete discussion happening there just yet. Whereas we do know that Yoshi did talk specifically about getting Final Fantasy XIV on Xbox One, so I think that's actually pretty credible. The game is currently available on PC and PS4. I think having an Xbox One version will be great, as it'll expand the player base. If it does launch on Xbox, it should be cross-play compatible, just as the PS4 version is with the PC version. Again, no word on when any of this is going down, but Yoshi did say he hopes to deliver good news to players soon. Up next, a small update for Ascent Infinite Realm. Remember this one? There were rumors about it launching last year, but that obviously didn't happen, and we still have no idea when it's coming out. But the official forums for the game continues to post monthly updates talking about various features in the game. This last week, the game's community manager posted a thread about the game's pet system, along with a bunch of screenshots. Last month, they discussed cities and regions, and in June, they discussed the game's races. So it's good to see the game isn't completely dead, but we haven't really heard too much about this one in months. We still have no idea when the game will be coming out here in the West. Given that it's an Unreal Engine 3 powered MMORPG, it's hard to get too hyped for it because it's not going to run well. Unreal Engine 3 and MMORPGs don't usually jive very well. It's just weird to see this game was pretty hyped up last year and it's quietly faded away, but hopefully we'll get some kind of announcement later this year. Up next, a free-to-play voxel sandbox MMORPG called Hegemony was announced by an indie game studio this last week. It promised an expansive open-world map, an item crafting system, conquerable territories, a storyline, and more. You do need to have an unmodified Minecraft client to be able to play it, though, so perhaps calling it a standalone game is a bit of a stretch. It's probably a Minecraft mod. And Minecraft does cost money though, so you will need to own Minecraft to be able to play it. This isn't the first MMO built on Minecraft. There's Windcraft as well, which is a fully functioning MMO in Minecraft. If you have Minecraft and you want to play an MMO, honestly, give Windcraft a try. It's pretty solid. And Hegemony actually looks quite good as well. It's been in development for about 4 years now already, so there's clearly some effort being put into the game. And based on what I've seen so far, it looks pretty solid, and I hope to give it a try one day. Next and last bit of news this week, and probably the silliest news of the week, is that My.com announced their own My.Game Store, a competitor to Steam and the Epic Game Store, which is absolutely ridiculous because there's zero chance that My.com can compete against Steam and Epic Games on this front. While My.com is owned by a much larger internet giant like Mail.ru, I don't think they have any kind of scale to compete with Steam or Epic. It just seems like a really pointless endeavor. I mean, the only reason Epic Games is actually competing with Steam is because they have Fortnite, and they've been throwing away tens of millions of dollars on giving everybody free games to try using their platform. What could My.Games possibly offer? What, you can play Revelation Online on their own launcher? Come on, that's not going to get people to move over. But it is interesting to see they're at least trying. We'll learn more about it when it launches in Q4 of this year. But I'm not too optimistic about this one either. A lot of things I'm not optimistic about today. But anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow for the podcast. Later, guys.